Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rising Stars. I'm your interim host, Sean Watt. Mike will be back in the future. This program is highlighting the talent pool in Montreal to give awareness to anyone who might come to the city, to hire our local actors, and you get to know them on a little bit more of a personal basis. Without further ado, I have the absolute honor to have Josephine here. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, you? Welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So where are you from?
I'm from Montreal.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Originally from Cameroon.
Cameroon. Wow.
Yes.
So when did you come to Montreal?
When I was 7.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you find was it hard to adjust to the lifestyle, or were you too young at the time?
Yeah, it's a little young too.
Yeah.
For us it was easier. For my
Okay.
mom. But when we first came in Canada, we went to Kamouraska,
Yeah.
which is like the country. And
Yeah, that's pretty far.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
And way more snow than in Montreal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've been here for a long time.
Okay. And do you plan on staying in Montreal to pursue?
I've been here all my life.
I mean, because like you might want to go to Toronto, Vancouver. You might have aspirations to travel elsewhere for acting, right? You're an actress.
Yeah.
So do you plan on staying in Montreal for that, or?
In all honesty, Montreal doesn't offer as many opportunity as say Toronto or Vancouver.
Completely agree. Yeah.
So it's hard for me to think of just staying in Montreal. So I would love that because it would be very great for the artists in general in Montreal to have more opportunities.
Yeah.
And especially for a black woman like myself, it's a little bit harder. I find that the market is mainly focused on the existing actors in Quebec.
Yeah.
On the French side, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would assume you're primarily a French actress, right?
I am.
So
I
are
am.
you in the UDA, or do you?
I am in UDA. I'm
Congrats.
an actor.
That's actually extremely hard to get into as UDA, right? I think it's like 30 credits or something crazy like that.
Yeah, but
So-
it's not. I mean, if you have a role, it's easier. Like because when you get a speaking role, if you get and it's the amount of days that you're shooting and stuff
Yeah.
like that that gives you the credits. So for me, it was very easy to get.
Yeah.
But thank God.
Well, what was that first role that you booked through UDA?
In Indéfendable, I was playing a mother of this young lady who's been raped. So yeah.
Very intense.
Yeah. Well, for the mother, because I was playing an African mother, so the reaction is not the same as a Quebecer
Yeah.
mother. Us, we're more like hiding
Oh, really?
how we feel
yeah? Okay.
to try to protect the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at least like you got to bring a little bit of that sort of culture into the show,
Yeah,
which
I
is
tried.
great because Montreal really prides itself on being very multicultural. But like you said, unfortunately, when there's limited productions here, well, obviously they're going to pick the safe bet, right? When it comes to an actor or actress. It's like, oh, we're just going to choose that same actor and keep recycling him over and over again.
Yeah.
That's an issue.
It
I
is.
think, there should be so much more talent that deserves an opportunity to showcase what they can do.
Well, there's
Right.
a lot of great talents in Montreal, especially in acting. But unfortunately, I mean, everybody always find themselves in a place that they have to go somewhere else. I'm speaking more about the diversity part of things. For us, it seems like we have to go somewhere else to have better opportunities than we do in Montreal.
I also feel that, I don't know why productions, they don't want to film as much here. I mean, yes, sometimes we'll have a year where there's 5, 6, 7 different productions in English specifically filming here. And on the UDA side, obviously, you're just filled with a bunch of projects, right?
Yeah.
But as an Anglophone actor, I would love to have, 20 different productions going on. And I'm not sure what it is, if it's political or if there's something else, probably, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I find it sort of frustrating when these productions come to Montreal, but they only hire us as backgrounds.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's kind of disrespectful.
Well, I mean, I know on the actress side, I do a lot of auditions, well, self tapes to be exact, and it's harder for them to come here because all the bylaws is very political, as you know.
It's very strict.
Yeah.
Extremely.
And that part too, I find that the government should be a little more lenient in welcoming them. Like last year, not only because of the strike, but because of the taxes and everything, so they would prefer to go to Toronto and Vancouver to shoot, of course, because it's easier.
I even heard like Manitoba, so Winnipeg, it's starting to boom there as well. True. They're starting to get a lot of productions, and same with Calgary too.
And Alberta.
Yeah. Alberta as well. They filmed The Last of Us there.
Yeah.
Right. So diving in a little bit more with your experience when it comes to acting. Growing up, did you want to be an actress?
Yes.
Yeah? Is that like, what's the first memory that you have where you're like, I want to be an actress?
Oh my God. When we first came to Canada, I was watching TV and I find it so fascinating. And I was like, yeah. And I told my mom, one day I'm going to do exactly that. When I grow up. This is what I want to do. I find it so, and as I grow older and as I do it, I find that it's so fulfilling because you just lend your body. It's a tool to the directors, to the writers. You try to do justice to whatever character you're playing. I find it so good. I just love it. I think that by being a vessel, we can maybe change or touch somebody and connect with somebody, and by telling that story through us, we can make them feel better at that moment with that situation that maybe they might be going through.
I completely agree, because it's when you're having a rough day or a stressful day, or you break up with your partner. When you watch a series where they have a breakup and it's 10 times worse than what you're going through, you're like, oh, thank God, I feel so good. It's not as dramatic as what's happening in the TV series, or if you're down and you're feeling really just sad, you watch a comedy show and you get some laughs in and suddenly you feel better.
Priceless.
And that's sort of what I find really captivating and very intriguing about acting, is the way that you can influence a person's spirit.
Yeah, but us as humans too, I feel that when I'm reading about a character, it makes me sometimes wonder about myself and what I can do better maybe. It teaches you a lot. I mean, I know a lot of people think it's very easy what we do.
No.
But it's a lot of research. It's a lot of to find the right emotions to lend to that character and stuff. And it's usually comes from within what we have as an experience as a person. Or if we don't have it, we have to go get it.
You have to make it up.
Yeah.
And then you have to collaborate with the director and producer on what they want in terms of emotion.
Yeah.
So if you are really intense with it, maybe they're like, well, don't be so intense. And then you're like, but I'm feeling intensity, right? So it's very, like you said, a lot of people think it's so easy, but it's far from it.
Yeah.
And that's actually one of the reasons why, I don't know if you've noticed when you first started doing acting classes, but like a lot of those people, they end up dropping out, right? They end up doing a real job.
I went back to do a real job, but not for the same reasons.
Yeah, so you start seeing them sort of just, one of the greatest skills that an actor or anyone who's artistic can have is patience.
Yeah.
You need to literally take it step by step
and
don't rush it. And if you're anxious and you want to rush it, usually that's where you'll just end up dropping out as well and saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. But speaking of, so we went to when you were a child, and you told your mom, hey, I want to be an actress. When did you start taking those steps into becoming an actress?
Well, I was doing a little bit of modeling first, nothing big, but it's just because I was interested in the art anyways. I was, first at school, as always, theaters and whatever, and dance and whatever that was artistic I've always been attracted to. And well, while I was doing my little gigs, modeling gigs, then we had I don't even know, I don't even remember who told me about it. Anyway, I went to Julie Breton, and at the
It's
time,
like background work.
yeah,
or-
background
okay.
work. What you don't know, you don't know. And
There's casting quarters.
no, it didn't exist back then. Back then, we had Barbara Casting,
Oh,
Elite
wow.
Casting.
Elite casting, I think it's still there though, right?
Yeah, but not the same in the same manner. Kenyan was
Yeah.
there as background as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Isn't there like total casting? So there's total casting.
what didn't exist back then
What about Montreal casting?
didn't exist back
Really?
then. No.
Okay,
no,
so
no.
now there's only a few of them actually. Julie Breton, casting quarters, Montreal casting.
Oh yeah, Montreal
Right?
Casting
For
and
background anyways.
and what's Carole Dion in French on the
Yeah.
French side.
Carole Dion, yeah.
But yeah, I remember going there. Julie Breton took a picture of me, like we met, took a picture, give her $20, and yeah, so I started doing that, and then I got into Elite, and then Barbara Casting at the time helped me a lot. She was a black woman, and she was really pushing for us, so she made me work a lot. So
You have to get like exposure and stuff like that. Good for her. That's so great to hear, you know?
Yeah.
At least you had sort of like that foundation already in the industry where they were pushing for you guys, which is really awesome.
Well, yeah, she knew how it was.
So you started background, but when did you start doing acting classes?
When I got back now, classes. I did with Joseph Montreal School of Birth. Way back then.
MSOPA.
Yeah,
She's great.
I must have been, 19. That is like 20 something years ago. And yeah, Josa is great. And anyway, her team as well is great. And she's very supporting. And I remember my first upgrade is because she sent me on rollerball.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so we went on that, and then and then I got upgraded to one of the 4 girls with LL Cool J.
That's really cool.
So then I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be doing background. So I always knew that, but the opportunities are easier as a background.
Oh yeah, as soon as you become actor, you get a lot more opportunities than someone who's not in the union.
Yeah.
It's sort of like, it's hard to get into it, but once you're into it, things get a little bit easier.
Right.
But there's a little bit more pressure as well, because now you're auditioning for some of the bigger roles.
No.
Right?
No, I don't. Anyway, not me.
No.
I don't know. I'm not there yet. I'm not where I could feel pressure yet. I mean, I do principals. It's 12 lines minimum in Quebec. Like.
Oh yeah.
So it's not a huge deal necessarily.
Okay, that's not big. Yeah, on the English side, like
I don't have like 30 pages to learn or something
I remember
like that.
I did an audition where I had to learn like 12 pages.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, it's like pressure.
Yeah,
Because
but I
you
mean,
need to-
you do your best.
Yeah.
Like you do your best. There's for me, so long as I know that I did my best, that I put like, if I feel it, I feel it. If I don't, I don't. But I'm still gonna try to do my best for what I can, with what I have.
Have you trained anywhere else besides MSOPA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where? If you'd
Yeah,
like to share
I
with
did
us.
House of Actors. I did a caméra devant la caméra.
Yeah.
There. But avec Myriam. Oh my God.
That's okay if you don't remember the.
I'm gonna do Danielle Fichot soon.
Okay.
Gilles Plouffe. But I try to take some courses once every 6 months just to keep me learning.
like a refresher almost, and
No, because I have to learn all the time because that's the job. I
Yeah.
will never stop learning.
So I'm taking like 2 classes almost every week. I'll have a private coach, and then I'm doing something in the community here. But now that Zoom is a thing, you can get a coach anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be from Montreal,
Yeah.
right? A lot of
Well,
people,
me, it's
they
not a
choose
coach.
it.
I really go in a class.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing both, so hybrid. So I'll work with a coach online elsewhere in the world, and then I'll do something here with friends that I have. Have you heard of like Susan
Lanier,
yeah.
yeah,
I have friends who go to her, and apparently she's really good as well.
yeah.
And I'm seeing the progress and some of their growth and things like that, and it's nice to see, you know? All right, so let's say 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I don't do that.
No?
No.
Okay.
I'm not like that. I'm not that kind of person. I see myself now,
Mhm.
and I live now,
Okay.
and I'm
So
not.
just in the present.
Yeah,
Present moment.
I'm
Okay.
not. I'm not good at it anyway. I don't even know what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow. Like, well,
Yeah.
I do know because I'm shooting, but you know.
Yeah.
But I don't. I wouldn't know. I'm not someone who projects themselves in the future. I don't see the point. I'm much more of okay. I'm here now. This is what's going on, and I deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm someone who believes in affirmations and manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the future self with my present self to merge to become the future self.
But I do that, but I still don't have to push there.
Oh,
I
I'm
always
not saying
think,
that. No.
yeah, I think you do what you got to do, for me anyways, and then the universe does everything else.
Yeah, I mean, this segment's promoting you, who you are as a person. So it's we're just trying to figure out who you are as a person because you don't know who's going to be watching this. You know, never know, and it's exposure for yourself.
You guys are too nice.
Like says it to all of her students. She says, any exposure is good exposure.
Did you go? No. It's a good exposure. Anyway, I think every opportunity is a good opportunity if you take it, of course.
Yeah.
Josa, do you do some
In the
courses?
past,
Oh,
when I started with her, yeah, and every
Okay.
time I had her on the show actually, so her interview is going to be coming out very soon.
Okay.
She's amazing.
Yes.
You know, from day one when I did my very first class with her, she was so welcoming and so
Yes.
loving, and it was so, you know, her barbecues are great every single year, and her jerk chicken and this and that, right?
Never
Like,
been, but yeah, I heard
you haven't
great.
been?
No.
You got to go next year. Yeah.
I say that sometimes, but I don't have time. I don't have.
Well,
much
because like
time.
she'll celebrate like an anniversary kind of party where she'll try to get everyone together,
Yeah.
past and present students and things like that, and it's a great networking opportunity. And then like she has her barbecues as well in September, and she cooks some jerk chicken, some salads, and
Nice.
Caribbean food, and it's amazing.
Yum.
Yeah. Okay, dream role. Do you have a dream role? Something that you wish that you can play?
Oh my
It could be
God.
something that exists right now or in the past or something that maybe it's not fully there yet.
Yeah, I guess. Dream role. Well,
Yeah.
I
So-
don't know. I think.
So let's say for like a movie.
Yeah.
And then I'll ask you the same thing for TV series after.
Yeah.
If you want.
I would like to do something that has an impact.
Okay.
Like something about a woman who's been raped. I would like to play that. Or a woman who's been beaten because I don't know.
So like
Something
either physical or emotional harassment. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I would like to do something or action movies. Like I'm starting to do stunts, and I love that. I don't know. I'm open to anything. Honestly, I just want to play. Like,
Like-
I just want to play.
Like for example, through my experience, and this is for me, I find commercial auditions really, really difficult.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. They're so tacky in what they're asking from you, and I'm like, I'm sort of like your mentality, where it's like I would rather play a really deep character role, or you know, because I'm like a character actor. I'd rather dig in deep with that than do something tacky. You know, it's like
I don't mind.
It's like if you're a musician, just because you're a musician doesn't mean that you love all music, right? So just because I'm an actor doesn't mean I have to love everything. So in my opinion, I dread commercial auditions. Every time I get them, I'm like, oh my God, okay, what do they want me to do this time? A recent audition that I did, they wanted me to be a rock star and go singing. I can't sing to save my life. You know what I mean? And they're like, yeah, we want you to sing because you have a look for it. Da, da, da. And I'm like, all right, let's try. Right? So my brother's sitting there and like, you could tell he's like nodding his head at me and I'm just like, don't laugh. Right? So personally for me, I find it extremely tacky and I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, not
you know?
me. I don't
But
mind.
I mean, anything else, like, I would love to play anything else, like you, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the platform that actors have is being able to tell an impactful story.
Yeah.
So like you were saying, you know, some of those characters that you want to play, it's to tell that story, truthfully,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's the impact. And I think that's so important as well.
It is.
So you're obviously doing it for the right reasons, right? You love it, you enjoy it, and you want to tell something meaningful.
Well, I mean, for me, that's what
Yeah.
it means. But for
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
else, it's gonna be. There's no right or wrong. I just think if you have the love of something, you just do it with passion. Like I just want to play, so somebody can ask me to play whatever. If I don't know, I will learn how and do it. Because when
Yeah.
I play, I'm free. I'm happy.
Would
Like-
you like to do a role, let's say, if, I don't know, with an accent? So, like, let's say
I
a
do
British
have a-
accent. No, like a British accent or an Australian accent. Would you be committed to learning that accent
Of course.
to do the role? Yeah.
Of course,
Have you done any accent training?
I'm doing dialect to get rid of my own.
Why?
Because I mean it's most of the roles that I do it's standard American accent
I
is
know, that's
required.
crazy. There is no standard American.
So yeah, I know, but still they don't want to hear my mine
Yeah.
at the end of it. So yes, I'm always committed. So I'm doing that now, so I
I
can.
mean, you do have the option, though, like, don't get rid of your accent, because I know
no, I
some
won't
actors,
get rid of it.
but just you're learning the dialect for an
Exactly.
American accent. How's it
Exactly.
coming along?
Good, I
Yeah?
love it. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you been doing it for a while, or you just started, or?
I just started because sometimes I shoot a lot, so I don't have time. Like next week, I'm at like night shift from 3 till 6:30 in the morning, so so I don't have time really
Yeah.
to. But like I told her, when I come back from vacation, then yeah, I'll make time when I can.
Yeah, of course. It's you know whatever works best for you and your scheduling, right? So you have a daughter, or your mother?
Yes, I
Yeah.
am.
Okay. His daughter, son,
2 sons and a
two
daughter.
sons. Do you see them pursuing acting as well?
Well, my son is a model, international one. My son
Nice.
is actually good,
Okay.
and my daughter is a flight attendant.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And my little Kyle is little. He
Yeah.
plays soccer and does jiu-jitsu.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, extremely talented family
Yes.
in all aspects.
Well, we're trying to I'll keep busy. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, that's great. Let's see, I'm going to wrap this up. One more question. Let's try to think of something meaningful. So, what advice could you give to either an immigrant or someone who wants to start acting who's just arrived in Montreal? Whether it's advice on, you know, if they're on the fence and they don't know if they want to do acting, what's something that you can tell them to say, you know, pursue your dream?
Well, I don't know. I've never been on the fence of pursuing. I think pursuing a dream it's important because that's what I would tell them. Just keep pushing, you know, because nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing, and when you work hard, you're gonna get the results in the end. You just have to believe that you can. Because, I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, it's very hard for somebody else to believe in you. So
1000%.
you have to believe in you, and you have to keep pushing and know that this is what you want. Because I don't think anything is easy. Whether it's acting or like my husband being a carpenter, I don't think so. I just think do what you love, because that's really what's worth it. Do what you love, you know.
Yeah, there's like a soulful fulfillment where you're just content.
Yeah.
You're at peace almost, right? And it's
Exactly.
a very beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they're doing, you know, things for monetary value. So
Yeah.
it's all about the money and nothing else, but they're miserable.
Yeah.
You see it every single day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, without further ado, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it was an absolute pleasure. That's another episode of Rising Stars, guys. I'm your interim host, Sean Watt. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the interviews that you guys enjoy. I'll catch you guys on another episode of Rising Stars.